Howdy folks, just want to make a really quick video here. And before I do, just like to get started on maybe a little history of myself. Myself is I'm not a professional at video or cameras or any particular hobby. My hobby has always been building computers, and I worked for Dell for like 13 years. But other than that, my dealing with things like Pinnacle Studio has always been on a hobby basis, and it still is. So my history was, how did I get with this? Well, actually, it was building computers when the days when you had CDs and DVDs and so forth. Is you figured out, if what was the packages that came with the DVDs, what was the price of them, or CDs or whatever, Blu-rays or whatever it is that you're putting into a computer at the given time. Like early on it was CDs, and then it moved to DVDs, and then it moved to Blu-ray. Well, and now we're on USB cards and so forth like that, and SD cards and such. But in the early days, is you had bundled software. So I kind of got the unleaded software, and then you also got the Nero and so forth bundles and such. So you end up learning Nero and unleaded, which was like Movie Factory, and what now is that was bought by Corral. Unleaded was bought by Corral, so you end up with like Video Studio. And I kind of got with Pinnacle with their little dongle thing, that's where you could put your camcorder video and stuff into your computer, and they bundled up that little dongle with Pinnacle Studio. It was a Pinnacle dongle. But anyways, so that's how I got started with those things. And so they've kind of evolved. Corral buys unleaded, like I said, and they also buy Pinnacle Studio from Avid. And we have this competition going on between the two of them, and common sense would say one of them's going to go. Now, which one of them will go, or will they both go and they kind of combine them and make something new out of them? Well, this has been my question for the last few years. I mean, I look at, say, Video Studio 9 was a great program, loved it. Then they came out with the multicam. So with the multicam, you end up with Video Studio X10 to take advantage of the multicam. And they introduced something in that version which is kind of puzzling, and that is the home screen, which I really didn't like. But it didn't work on my computer, and I couldn't get them to fix it. And so, at the same time, you end up with Pinnacle coming out with version 19 of Pinnacle Studio takes advantage of the multicam and so forth. And so, I've got both of them, and I have been using both of them. Pinnacle seemed to have more stuff to it, but Video Studios seemed to have better tools that you could work more fastly on something. But as far as like bells and whistles, they just didn't compare to Pinnacle Studio. But any of the major features, it seemed like they were pretty end to end on it. In fact, I think the multi-camera seemed to work a little bit better on Video Studio than it did Pinnacle Studio, and pretty much the same, but it seemed like it was a little cleaner for some reason. And 20, I never really did fool with Pinnacle 20. And so, I went from Pinnacle 21 because they redesigned the interface, which was needed, and it's nice, the modern interface. But is that more a combination of them moving into, combining these two programs And because the competition couldn't. I mean, I took advantage of the Black Friday week and Cyber Monday weeks that we had, and looking and comparing. If you look at the Video Studio X10, which is the current version of that program, it's about the same price, like $79. Had some bundles, and I think people would have been happy if they got it. And then if you look at, say, the bundles for Pinnacle Studio 21, which is the current version, and it's about the same price, and it has some great things there. So if you'd have got either one of those, you'd probably been happy with it. But you also look at the competitors, and this is what I did. I looked at the competitors like CyberLink, and CyberLink had some great deals too. I think I bought one of the good ones, the Ultimate. I didn't buy this suit, but the way that it came, it gave you the video editor and the audio editor in this package for like $70. I think is what I get for them. And anyways, and then I also looked at the deal with Sony being sold to Magic, and with the X on the end, not the C. But anyway, so I looked at that, and I was trying to figure out, well, what's up with this? So I kind of, are they going to go through the same thing that the Pinnacle people are doing now, trying to figure out what the future is? So I kind of looked at a lot of videos on this and such, and I bought the Magic Studio, and I kind of got a little upset about it because I looked down in my startup tray, and here's some foreign words in there. They're in German. Like, you can't say quit. You have to put in there some German words or German stuff. It's like, wow, I don't like this idea. And, I uninstalled a lot of software that they had that wanted to run in the startup, like their cloud service. Anything that's in a foreign language ain't going to be on my computer. Well, you look and you say, well, wait a minute here. Corral Company is basically Canadian, and CyberLink is Taiwan. So, being a German company isn't that bad. It's just I don't think they really thought out what they were doing. But at the end of the day, it boils down to this. I look at the features and I look at all this stuff, and then, with the Wondershare being a video, what is that? I forget the program's name, but anyways, where you change the video converter. What am I doing? But anyways, I got a deal on their Filmora stuff, and so I look at it, and it's a great program as far as music. So I guess they all have their bells and whistles, but at the end of the day, I'm still thinking Pinnacle is the way to go. So there you go. Okay, a little wrap up here is that, looking at, say, Filmora, you have the great music and also the effects bundles that you can get with it. Make it worth the money that you can. I think they had a deal where you got an effect bundle and the program for $59, which isn't a bad deal. And so the effects bundles were about that if you were to buy them separately. But anyways, if you look at the music and stuff that you do get in the effects, it's great. It's a fast, it's straightforward program. Still not as many bells and whistles as you can say that Pinnacle has. And if you're looking at, say, CyberLink, it's a little bit harder to use, and I'm not used to the interface that well, but Malik does. Malik Whitaker, he does tutors for those as well, just like he does with Pinnacle. And so, he's involved in it. As far as the Magic stuff goes, I mean, I look at it, it's a great program. As you can see, it has a lot of tools. One thing I do like, it has a Zira built into it, 3D title Zira program, and I kind of adjusted it to do some things that it doesn't standardly do within this Magic Video Premium deal that I got. But anyways, so at the end of the day, it boils down to preference. You know, which one do you think you really like? Now me, it's like, okay, I've got all three of these. I don't know particularly what I will use them or how I will use them, but as far as upgrading them, I don't think I'm going to upgrade all of them at any time. So I kind of did away with the Corral stuff as far as the video studio, but I stuck with the Pinnacle. And since they redesigned their interface, it even makes it better. Now, if they can fix that home screen, that would be great, because it doesn't work on any of the programs that I've got that has it, such as Paint Shop Pro. It has that home screen. It doesn't work. And so if I'm looking at Video Studio, the home screen doesn't work on it, and it doesn't work in Pinnacle Studio either. So that's 3 programs. So, but they did fix one issue with Paint Shop Pro, so I know that, you know, they can do it. Will they? I have no idea. But anyways, that's kind of like my review on this Cyber Monday, Black Friday deal of looking at some of these programs.